understanding liquidity in the market is extremely important. Like when and where to exit or enter a liquidity area. Especially when the market tries to trap you in areas where other retail traders sit, here is a solution. Liquidity heat map.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trade Grade, and yes, today we are going to be talking about liquidity zones and liquidity grabs, guys. So we're going to jump straight into the indicator. We're on the Apple ticker. We're on the 15-minute time frame. The higher the better when using this indicator. It's just a lot more accurate. We're going to actually be using Heitmap candlesticks, so just so we can clarify up the market. This also works on regular candlesticks too as well, but we're going to go with the Heitmap today. We're going to go to our indicators tab, and we're looking for liquidity heat map, right? So we're looking for the liquidity heat map by Nephew Sam. We're going to click the indicator there. And now what we're going to see from this indicator is different zones, right? And these zones are liquidity zones in the market, right? These are where all of the buyers are sitting at and the sellers are sitting at, right? And not only are they sitting there, their stop losses are set there, right? So now what the market normally does is it tries to identify where people are setting their stop losses at. And what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to set up a trap where they run the market to your area of support or resistance, or where your stop loss is at, and knock you out of your position. And what this does is it identifies the areas of where these liquidity grabs are getting ready to happen by showing you these zones here for it. Now, these zones mean something different with color, and the lighter I would say the darker the bar is, the shorter the liquidity zone is going to be, or the liquidity reversal is going to be there. And the brighter you see at the bottom here, where you see it's a little brighter green, the stronger the reversal is going to be. And you can tell this by the candlesticks. Look at this. This is pure volume set inside this liquidity zone reversal. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of people don't see these zones when they're trading, right? It's a good thing to know because the market does manipulate you as a trader. Welcome to trading. So knowing where these zones are at puts you a little bit ahead of the market so that you are not getting caught out in a trap. Now, I want to identify with these zones here is that you don't see the candle wicks here ever go over the heat map or the liquidity zone, right? The reason being is because if I have a support line here or a stop loss here, and I'm banking on the market going over this, what happens here is that the heat map will show a stoppage, and where the smart money or the market makers are eyeing right now, right? What they're looking at. So when you see these zones come up 9 times out of 10, you are going to probably be looking for a short-term reversal or long-term reversal. Now, these work on larger time frames. I would not try to find these zones on the shorter time frame with this indicator. There are other indicators that you can utilize to identify zones with, but this one specifically works on a 15-minute or higher. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to get into an additional indicator to show you exactly the proper entry that you want to get into when using this indicator. So we're going to go back up to the indicators tab here. We're going to go to search, and we're going to type in half. And what we're looking for is the half trend here, right? So we're going to click half trend. We're going to close this out. And now we're going to take some of the additional pieces of this indicator off. So we're going to go to the half trend settings. We are going to keep the half trend on. We're going to take off the ATR high, ATR low. We're going to keep arrow up, arrow down, and we're going to take off the trend ribbons, both, right? Click OK. And now we have entries, right? These are the entries. Now, these are not buy and sell entries, guys. These are trend direction entries. You want to keep in mind that I would not enter on or even after on the second candle until I got additional confirmations, right? Maybe I add an oscillator to the bottom that shows me an entry signal, MACD or whatever, to show me when to get into this position. This is just showing me that, yes, the heat map is showing a correct signal that the liquidity is sitting down here, the zone is sitting down here, and once the market reverses off of this zone here, it will shoot back up, right? So you get the trend direction arrow pointing up. Once the candlesticks are over the trend line here, you're going to be looking for a buy position. And it's the same thing with a bearish position or a down position. Once we get the arrow pointing down, once the candlesticks are underneath the trend line, we are going to be looking for a sell position itself. So I mean, it's very easy to identify, very easy to use. I do want to note that you are not going to find liquidity zones every day. It's just not going to happen. Liquidity zones are rare. The market usually tries to set these up to throw you off the game. The market understands where you set your stop losses. They understand that you use certain technical analysis like chart patterns, and they also understand that you use basic indicators like EMAs, RSIs, and MACDs. So you want to defend yourself against the market when they're trying to trap you in these liquidity zones by making you think that the market is going to continue in one direction when the market's actually going to stop, hit your stop loss, and reverse on you and take you out. So the heat map is a great identifier to find liquidity zones, get into these big plays, and ride them all the way up. So this was a simple one today, guys, but I wanted to call this one out because a lot of people don't understand liquidity very well. You will find more liquidity in forex markets, but you can also find these traditional stock markets too as well. I also want to note to a lot of you guys too as well. So I want you guys to start thinking about different ways to start trading, right? So not just scalping, but intraday trading. Intraday trading, try to swing trade, right? So this gives you a multitude of options on utilizing something like this heat map right here. Very easy to use indicator, guys. So without further ado, I am going to rate this one A. Extremely accurate. I have not seen any repainting from this. So far I've been using this for a couple months, and it's actually allowed me to hunt down liquidity areas in the market. There is a lot more to liquidity that you guys may want to learn. So I would say take your time to go and educate yourself a little bit more on liquidity and how this works in the market to make yourself a better trader. But that is it for today, guys. Until next time, remember what I always say, trade with confidence, not incompetence. Continue to keep educating yourself, guys. Until the next video, peace.